Hey guys, and welcome to your sixth video on this Java programming series. In this video, we're going to cover math operators. So right here, I'm just going to take out the short, the long, and the double here, just so you guys just have to worry about these four data types for now. The others will come in time if you actually need to use them and you get more into programming. So we can also take out all this junk. And now we're going to talk about operators. So we're actually going to say int n1, and I'm going to use n1 instead of num1 just so you guys kind of get this feeling that you can really name your variables whatever you want. So you have int n1, let's just say we're going to equal this to 3, say int n2 equals 5, and we're going to say int result equals n1 plus n2. So we had num1 plus num2 in the last tutorial, so this isn't anything new or interesting. I just want to show you all the things that you can do. You can do plus, you can do minus. So this would be 3 minus 5, and it would get you a -2 value if we were to print it out to the console. You can also do times. The way you do times is not x. This is actually pretty intuitive. I don't even know why I'm even making you guys worry about it. But like you have the asterisk is always going to be your times symbol within a programming language. So you have that, and you also have divide. So let's see something that's interesting that goes along with these math operators here. So let's say I said int result equals n1 over n2. So 3 over 5. That's basically what this is saying. So 3 over 5 is 0.6. So if we were to print this out to the console, someone who's has never programmed before would expect us to get something like 0.6. So let's try to run this and let's see what happens. Okay, so we're getting, it looks like we're getting a 0 here. So that's kind of weird because 3 divided by 5 is definitely not 0. Well, the reason that this is actually happening is because when you divide integer values with a computer, it's going to divide it as many times as it can, and the remainder is going to basically get deleted. So the remainder is like not going to be there or within your result at all. So if I did 5 divided by 5, so it's n1 over n2, remember. So we're going to run this. We're going to get a value of 1. You can see we get that 1 right there. So let's do 6 divided by 5. Let's try that. So if we do 6 divided by 5, we still get that 1. And since 6 divided by 5 is 1.2, it takes that 1. The 0.2 is basically shed from the number because these are integer values that we're dividing. So let's say we were to divide two floats, for instance. So let's do float n1, float n2, and we also have to be sure to make the results that as well. So 6 divided by 5 is 1.2. If we run this, you see we're actually going to get 1.2 because we used a float. So anytime you want a decimal value, you always have to use a float. You might be asking, like, what's the use of, why wouldn't I always just divide by floats? Basically, that integer division thing where it just gets rid of the remainder is actually very helpful for a lot of things within programming that you guys will see in future tutorial videos. So that's not completely pointless and just like a weird computer thing. So let's just so you guys get a little bit more comfortable with println as well, let's just say, let's like make this a little more pretty here. So we're going to do n1 plus, we're going to put a slash in there, plus n2 plus, so when you're going to get used to doing this quite a bit. Basically I'm doing something called concatenating, so I'm just making this a single expression. I'm just adding in like different sentences or strings. As you recall, as you hopefully recall with programming, we call sentences or words like this, anything within 2 quotation marks, a string. And I'm just going to make this a little more pretty. So we'll see n1 divided by n2 equals our results plus results. So now if we print this out, you see 6.0 over 5.0 equals 1.2. So now we actually have a semi-useful program. So we can put any numbers we want here. We can put like an 11, and we can run this program, and it's going to do that division for us. So that's kind of cool. One more thing I want to talk about is Pemdas. So basically the same thing in math. Computers do the same thing. They compute operations by using Pemdas. So Pemdas just stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. This is the order in which the computer will compute the operations in an equation. So let's say I'm just going to I'm going to get rid of this. We're just going to create a new float. It's going to be num. Let's say, we're going to make this an int actually. We're going to do 3 times 5 plus, actually 3 plus times 5 plus 4, let's say. So, no, I actually wanted 3 plus 4 times, 3 plus 5 times 4. So reading this across, we would say 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 times 4 equals 32. Well, if we actually print this out, we're going to see that that's not actually the case. So the computer does not read right across when it's evaluating these expressions. We actually get this value of 23 because it's doing 5 times 4, which is multiplication, which comes before addition, and then we're adding in that 3 afterwards. So it's 5 times 4, which equals 20, plus 3 equals 23 right here. So that's PEMDAS. Also, one thing you guys should know is you cannot do stuff like, this would have been my intuition if I were just programming. I think I've tried this. I tried this when I first started out. You cannot do this little caret sign for an exponent. You actually have to do this thing, you have to use the math class within Java. So it'd be, let's say I want to get 2 to the third, let's say. So math.pow 2, 3. So this is how you would get that value. We call the math class, then the pow function, and then it takes these 2 arguments right here. So this right here is the equivalent of 2 to the third. Just so if you guys end up trying that and it doesn't seem to work out, this is the reason why, because you have to use that math class. So that's going to be the intro to math operators. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.